Hello everyone, this is Joseph K. Welcome back to more Let's Play Tales of Arise. In the last part, we ran into Faria, who was being controlled by something or another. And she summoned an enemy after us to stop us from going. She had the Dark Core, the Dark Master Core, and then after we defeated her, she got taken care of by, what's his name, Avakir. We then headed over here and got another flashback sequence with Naori and Alphen. Who is trying to tell us these things? I personally think it's Naori, as they were saying. Enough pain and memory. Somehow I'm guessing Naori being the maiden could have left it in here, but I don't know exactly how it happens. Anyways, let's go through this thing. If you need to go back, now is the time to do it. Otherwise, just enter the portal. Or teleporter, or whatever the hell it is. Where are we? Forbidden Zone Research Area.
Hold up, you guys.
What is it?
I want to look through that room over there. I'm curious what we'll find.
That's the room you visited in your past, right? Sure. We can check it out. This looks like some kind of research facility.
A laboratory secreted away in the Forbidden Zone. Why am I past being surprised at this point?
Looks pretty deserted.
Let's check it out. It might give us a new lead.
And we get a skit.
For the people of Lenegus, the Forbidden Zone is the stuff of dreams. Yet here I am, standing within its hallowed halls.
It's off limits even for lords, then? Talk about an exclusive club.
Being exclusive is one thing, but how many important facilities let in only the Sovereign? Doesn't that seem a little strange?
Strange doesn't cover it. If it was only one room, maybe. But a place on this scale? How do they keep it from falling into ruin? Whoever the Sovereign is, they can't manage the upkeep of this whole place themselves.
Did no one ever talk about it when you were growing up?
No, not that I can remember. Then again, Sovereigns and Forbidden Zones weren't exactly breakfast table conversations.
The Forbidden Zone is a hallowed place, at one with the Sovereign's authority, grounds of the one true ruler who presides over all Renans. That is what we believed this place to be. No, what we were made to believe it was. But now, it is finally time to discover this area's true purpose, and why it was kept hidden behind the scenes for so long.
Alright. As of right now, we can't do too much in here. Like, you could go ahead and walk around and whatever, but there's nothing to do here right now. But I'm going to show it off. That's about all you can do is talk to those machines. I don't think the ones back here say or do anything. No, they don't. This might be a little bit of a level of reading here. So let's go ahead and approach this machine.
I think I can make this work.
Well, can you make head or tail of it?
These are experiment records by the looks of it. Reams of them, dating back hundreds of years. Let's see. A composite being capable of controlling Dahnan astral energy, so as to convert its molecular and elemental makeup. The creation of a governing central figure, taking the form of a Dahnan. Codename Sovereign.
Sovereign.
Wait, there's more. Research into utilizing force field crystals for the purpose of stable astral energy containment. That must be the Master Cores. With all this raw data, there's bound to be records here somewhere about the Maiden and the Lords, too.
About the Lords? Why would they be on there?
Think about it. The Lord's crests are clearly of a piece with those of both the Sovereign and the Maiden. Not to mention the fact that the contenders to the crown are selected from otherwise regular Renan citizens. In other words, it may be that all Renans are unwittingly being made subject to some kind of grand scheme.
What about the Sovereign? Does it say anything else?
Where do I start? All I've read so far is the headlines. There's so much here. To sift through all of it would require specialized... Wait.
What is it? Did you find something?
It's a list of names, with the title, Test Subjects, Sovereign. It's your call.
Read it.
There must be dozens of test subjects listed here. Hundreds even. All of them failures. Wait, I think I've found one that was successful. Test subject number 1273. Ethnicity, NA. Unique adjustment index, generation, NA. Given name, Alphen.
They re-engineered me. Right here in this lab.
Alphen.
It's fine, really. What about the others? Was I the only one?
Test subject number 10105. Ethnicity, NA. Unique adjustment index, generation, NA. Given name, Volron.
Volron? But that means...
He's only sovereign because someone made him that way too.
He's the last one. In 3 centuries worth of records, you and Volron are the only 2 subjects on whom the experiment was a success.
But what about the winners of the crown contests? Does this mean that none of them were ever crowned sovereign after all?
Upon victory, the Sovereign shall return to Rena and rule over Rena and Lenegis combined. When a new Sovereign is decided, the outgoing monarch shall relinquish their post and live out the rest of their days on Rena. So we were told. But according to these records, there have only ever been 2 Sovereigns, neither of whom had anything to do with the crown contest. It's all lies, including the part about the Sovereign residing in Rena. The crown contest was never about deciding a new ruler. It must always have been devised for some other purpose.
But even supposing that's true, someone must have been in charge for the past 3 centuries, right? If it wasn't the Sovereign, then who was it?
Crown contests have been held this whole time, in spite of the fact that there was already a Sovereign. Me. Meaning that for the past 300 years, someone out there has to have been maintaining that lie. The same person I'm willing to bet is behind all this.
The Red Woman?
It's possible. But that doesn't necessarily mean she's the mastermind behind this scheme. She could be working for someone else. Someone back on the Renan homeworld.
Either way, it's fair to say she's definitely involved somehow.
Definitely somehow.
What about the data records? Is there no other information that could help us?
Not that I can see. Just file upon file of experiment results. There's nothing here about who's behind all this, or what their endgame is, unfortunately. I've barely managed to scratch the surface, mind you. You won't be able to read through it all, but you're welcome to take a look through what you can while we're here.
I'll do that.
Alrighty, y'all.
Alphen became the Sovereign, and Volron as well. The significance of this location would suggest...
Hey, it looks like the terminals in here turned on too.
We should look through them. They might contain valuable information.
It's time to read. After the skit.
Only 2 sovereigns in over 300 years. So why has the experiment only succeeded twice in all this time? And if that's the case, why keep on doing it? Was there really no other way? Or could there be some other reason?
Dohalim.
Forgive me.
Alphen.
I'm fine. I'm just a little shaken, that's all. I knew what I was already, so it's not like it's a surprise or anything. But it's strange. I've got all this rage inside of me, but I don't even know who it's for. I'm scared that I'll put a face to it, just to have someone to blame.
If that were to happen, then No. Then we'd help you fight it, before you ever got that far. Wouldn't we, everyone?
Yeah, we wouldn't just sit by and watch you spiral out of control.
That's right. No good can come from being consumed by hatred.
If you ever start to lose your way, you can count on us to guide you back. To remind you where home is.
And I would be happy to lend an attentive ear, should you ever have need.
Thank you, everyone. I think I'll be okay now.
A little cheese. So, you see we now have these dots on the screen? These are the terminals we can interact with. We got 3 on this side and 2 on the other side. So let's get started here. Just give me 1 second. Apologies for that cut. I really needed to blow my nose, and, well, you guys don't need to hear that. So let's just start this way. Select a topic to explore. Master Cores. Master Cores are instruments of power containing astral energy that belongs to one of the 6 elements. 5 of these Master Cores, those with earth, water, fire, wind, and light, are loaned to Renin Lords at the time of the crown contest. Only the Dark Master Core is maintained inside the Forbidden Zone until the Renis Alma is ready to be reformed, its existence kept top secret. Underneath the Master Core's spherical outer layer is a force field crystal used for the purpose of astral energy containment and stabilization. Inside the force field, astral energy is stored in a dormant state. For the duration of their tenure, each Lord competes in the crown contest to amass their allotted types of astral energy. In the event of an emergency, each Lord may be allowed to withdraw from their respective stock of astral energy as necessary. However, the extent allowed is determined based on their own individual strength. Addendum 1. Design flaws have been discovered in how the Renis Alma materializes. Be advised that active Master Cores may resonate with other Master Cores, located in close proximity and become unstable. Addendum 2. Due to successful regeneration of the Renis Alma, Master Cores will cease to be deployed and the crown contest will be permanently halted. Select the topic to explore. Interesting! So someone didn't get that memo about the crown contest being halted. Unless that's talking about if they found, in the event that they found the fix. Spirit Cores. Spirit Cores are end terminals used for the collection of astral energy. When embedded in a biological subject, it establishes connections throughout its body. These connections are used to amass astral energy generated from physical activity, which is then emitted from the host body itself. Because this emitted energy is prone to diffuse, the host must be placed within range of a spirit vessel for the energy to be collected. This means that Dahnans must be employed to harvest the astral energy for the purpose of the crown contest. Given the difficulty in producing them, it is advised that spirit cores be retrieved from host bodies and reused upon their death. Spirit cores can also be embedded in Zugos to control them via astral arts. Addendum. Increased physical load on a host body tends to produce increased astral energy emissions. Final confirmation of ideal workload to impose on host bodies without inducing death from maximum astral energy yields is still pending. Alright, so those little things they had embedded in us, those are spirit cores. And that is what all of the lords were using to harvest the astral energy. I'm actually going to save this middle terminal for last. No reason, I'm just going to. Lords. Each crowd contest, 5 of the best qualified members of the Reddit populace are chosen to act as lords, vying to serve as the next sovereign. During their tenure, they are granted level 3 authority, as well as one of 5 elemental realms to administer, and its corresponding master core. They are also assigned an ID crest indicating their designated element. The selection process is based only on astral artistry and physical and mental aptitude. Other variables, such as age, have no bearing whatsoever. Oh! Because only the strongest go on to become lords, the position itself does not inherently make an individual any stronger. It should be noted, however, that lords are not the only individuals capable of drawing out a Master Core's powers. All Reddits must take part in the selection process, and acceptance of the position is mandatory. It is not allowed for those deemed suitable to decline. Furthermore, in the event that an acting lord is incapacitated and can no longer serve in their position, a replacement must be quickly prepared. But that's interesting because no lords have been replaced since we've been destroying them all. Unique Adjustment Index Text Subject Report. The following is a report on the second successful case of Sovereign Test Subject Experimentation. Test Subject number 10105, given name Volron, Generation NA, Unique Adjustment Index Ethnicity NA. Although subject possesses high latent potential, it exhibits significant mental instability along with a strong distaste for following orders. As such, the risks it poses surpass even those of the last successful subject. Itself a failure and is therefore under consideration for disposal. Addendum. This is the first successful case in 300 years. Previously mentioned risk factors are now mitigated due to established control protocols. Subject is to be evaluated under the assumption that Plan 2 will proceed and will be dispatched to Dahna under the guise of serving as a lord. Select a topic to explore. Oh! So Volron's the newer sovereign. No wonder why he's so mad at Alphen. According to him, he should be the one doing all the ruling, and he's got Alphen in the way, claiming the same power he has. And we also saw that it looks like the Lord of Ganeth Harros was disposed of, so that Volron could come and rule as Lord. My guess is Volron somehow got into this terminal and read all that information, and that's why he was seeking out Alphen. Sedative mask. Oh! Now here's an important one. A device covering the wearer's whole face that restricts their mental activity. It was developed for the purpose of pacifying prisoners. Medical applications are also recognized, particularly as a means of preventing patients from sustaining mental trauma. However, doing so is not recommended, as prolonged use of the device carries the risk of inducing a number of adverse side effects. Addendum. Due to the loss of production facilities incurred from the partial destruction of Lenegus, additional devices will no longer be manufactured. After receiving reports of a robust new form of rule emerging in Dahna's water realm, A study was commissioned to investigate the matter in depth. The system is unique in that it elevates only the Lord as supreme authority while relegating both Renans and Dahnans alike to enslavement. Test subject number 10105 serves as the realm's current Lord and has achieved this without the use of any special powers, drugs, or special devices. Rather, it has done so by sheer governance. Given this method's effectiveness at population control, monitoring of the situation will continue. Addendum 1. Collapse of cognitive facilities via extreme mental repression rooted in violence and fear has proven to be key to this style of rule. Once the subject loses its autonomy, they become desensitized to fear and subsequently cease to prioritize even their own personal safety. Though such a state is ill-suited for commanding officers, it remains an effective way to cultivate disposable infantry and slaves for manual labor. Addendum 2. Soldiers in Lenegis who have undergone this treatment will be asked to secure classified sectors as a trial. The results will be monitored. Select a topic to explore. Oh. So it seems that they were well aware of what Volron was doing, and looks like they were for it. And they were monitoring to see how it would work. Lenegis. A large-scale astral energy converter that primarily converts the elemental composition of Dahna's astral energy and transmits it to Rena. Activation and control of astral energy conversion is achieved by placing the Sovereign, Maiden, and Rena's Alma within the central core of Lenegis. It is comprised of classified. That's a typo. I think it's supposed to say it is comprised of classified and essential personnel residence zones around a large conduit, along with the defensive layer surrounding them. This outer layer is deployed upon activation, unlocking the central conduit while simultaneously functioning as a stabilization mechanism. Due to its design, deployment of the outer layer is expected to cause damage to residential zones. Oh! However, because that only takes place during the final stage of the spirit channeling ceremony, no contingency plan to address said damage is needed. Until that phase, Lenegis served as the central base of operations for the management and execution of the crown contest on Dahna. Warning: any personnel with level 3 authority or lower is strictly forbidden from the classified zone. Any violators will be immediately executed. A massive spirit vessel placed on Dahna for the spirit channeling ceremony. It serves as the tip of Lenegis' conduit from which it separates. Upon landing in Dahnan waters, it extends 2 sets of conducting pathways. The vertical pathways connect to the center of Dahna. Meanwhile, the horizontal pathways proceed to envelop the entire surface of Dahna. Once activated, it links to the biological spirit vessels placed in each realm, efficiently harvesting the planet's astral energy and mass. The accumulated energy is then transmitted to Rena via Lenegis. Because construction and adjustment takes place in the Forbidden Zone's regulator area, Lenegis' outer layer must be deployed prior to launch. Intended to function semi-autonomously, only maintenance personnel are expected to manually interface with it when necessary. No other personnel is required for its function. Addendum 1. Detachable Harvester 1 was lost on Dahna after exploding due to the rampancy exhibited by the Sovereign. Addendum 2. Detachable Harvester 2's landing point will remain the same as that of the previous model. This is due to the explosion of the previous model, which altered the planetary topography, enabling easier connection to the center of Dahna. Alright. So basically, the reason why Lenegis is all messed up is because of the outer layer was deployed. And they're getting ready for the spirit channeling ceremony. That's why that wedge, as they're calling it, landed on Dahna. Because that was taking all the astral energy, or it was supposed to be taking all the astral energy that Dahna had for, well, whatever reason. And yeah, Lenegus is in an uproar because of that. I guess they were expecting Lenegus to die, or be sacrificed, perhaps, so Rena could prosper. That's what it seems to me. Anyways, we got one last terminal to read. The Sovereign acts as Lenegus' central control device for the spirit channeling ceremony. Each one is granted level 2 authority and an ID crest. A Dahnan subject serves as the base of its creation. In theory, ideal candidates possess equal affinity for every astral element. Ideally, but Alphen does not. However, such aptitude is statistically rare to uncover within real-world conditions. As a result, most subjects die during the adjustment period, and stability is still not guaranteed for those who survive it. This instability, coupled with the Sovereign's power of astral manipulation, pose a high risk to the security of Lenegus if left unchecked. As such, stabilization measures must be put in place via the support mechanism when utilizing the Sovereign in the spirit channeling ceremony. Addendum 1. No effective alternate methods to perform the ceremony have been found. Trials on Dahnan subjects are authorized to continue. Addendum 2. Unit 2 adjustments are a success. Subsequent adjustments are to be put on hold while extended observation takes place. And let's go to the Maiden. The Maiden acts as the Sovereign's support mechanism for the spirit channeling ceremony. So if the Maiden grows unstable, the Sovereign becomes unstable. So what I'm gathering here is when they were trying to do the spirit channeling ceremony 300 years ago, it awakened tremendous amounts of dark astral energy within Naori. And then Naori lost control, and therefore it caused Alphen to go on a rampage because he couldn't be grounded, so to say. That's what I'm gathering from it. The one bad thing about playing this game as a Let's Play is I can't give my thoughts, my raw, real-time thoughts on stuff, because I already know where the game ends and what happens the rest of the game. A Reddit subject serves its function providing the Sovereign with the supplemental dark astral energy it lacks in tandem with the Redis Alma. So yeah, that's why the Sovereign is picked as a Dahnan, because they don't have dark astral energy within them naturally, but Reddits do, and that is required for Redis Alma. During the ceremony, it is particularly responsible for astral energy conversion, as well as maintaining stability over the Sovereign's own powers. Additionally, the degree of intimacy between it and the Sovereign has been observed to positively impact the level of stability of both subjects. Sorry about that cough. Look, all this reading is rough on my throat. So this has got me wondering, was Naori really truly kind to Alphen, or was she instructed to maintain kindness to Alphen so that the ceremony could get off properly? I don't know. I don't even know what the point of this ceremony is. Because of this, trial activations of the Sovereign without the Maiden present are expressly forbidden. Furthermore, neither the Sovereign nor the Maiden are to be informed about the details of the spirit channeling plan. So yes, she actually was doing it on her own. But the people who were overseeing this, the Reddits that were overseeing this, were probably pushing her in that direction without explicitly telling her, hey, being kind is going to help with the spirit channeling plan, or the ceremony. Addendum 1. Mental instability in the Maiden has been deemed the cause of the past Sovereign's rampancy. Countermeasures must be considered. Oh! You know, that's probably why Volron was coming to take Shio, because she's a maiden. And Volron wanted Shio so that he could do the spirit channeling ceremony. Addendum 2. In line with plan adjustments, the current subject will have its maiden registration revoked and be returned to its original household. So yeah. Naori was a failure, so Naori left, and that was that. That's kind of dark. Alright, well, we're done in here. Sorry about all that reading. I figured since that was a lot of reading, you guys would probably want to hear me read it instead of try to read it yourselves. And it would have, if I wasn't reading it, it would have been a long period of time where I wasn't saying anything. You know, this kind of looks like the room that we were in the flashback with Alphen. Huh. Come over here, we get a grape gel. Yeah, I think this is. I think this was the room that the little girl was outside of, standing like right here, or maybe a little further out, and her dad was in here. I'm just going to come out and tell you, yeah, this is the area we were in the past with Alphen. Although it does look slightly different. I think we were like right here. And then we had to come down here to talk to everybody. Uh-oh, another flashback.
Naori, I...
Don't talk. I have to do this. I gave you my word that I'd help you return to Dahna. The next time you open your eyes, you'll be home.
But you...
My place is here with my people. I still have a duty to fulfill. I'm sorry for what you've endured. Rena never should have dragged you into this. It's not your burden to bear.
But...
The mask contains a sedative. It should keep your mind from tearing itself apart any further. Let yourself go to sleep. This should help with the pain. Time to go, Alphen. Farewell.
Naori...
His injuries are worse than I thought. Short-term treatment isn't going to cut it. I'll have to switch the healing pod to long-term hibernation mode. The chance of surviving hibernation's less than 10%? And worse, long-term use of the mask carries a high risk of damaging his mind and nervous system. But... If I don't head back, Lennigus will be nothing but ashes, and this starship along with it. I don't know if I can fulfill my promise to you, Alphen. But if doing this will grant you even the slightest chance, I have to try.
I hope it's enough. Please, live for me, Alphen.
That vision. It must have been from when Naori helped Alphen escape Lenegis.
She sure went above and beyond the call of duty.
Even with Lenegis crumbling down around her, she chose to stay put with her people.
So that's why you lost your memories and sense of pain, and why you were asleep for that whole time. It was all the result of one agonizing decision Naori made to save your life.
Yeah. If it weren't for her, I wouldn't even be alive today. I owe her everything. More than I could ever hope to repay.
Now that you know how she felt, how do you plan on honoring her wishes?
She kept her promise. If the Renan people she fought so desperately to protect are at risk from a malevolent force, then I owe it to her to carry on her fight. Naori was the one who put that mask on me, and made me Iron Mask.
She did it to prevent your soul from tearing itself apart. She knew you might lose your memories and sense of pain as a result. But more than anything, she wanted you to survive. And you did.
That scene kind of touches me and chokes me up a little bit. Fare thee well, Naori. Fare thee well. But what other secrets and exposition are we going to get to discuss, finish up the rest of this story? Find out next time on Let's Play Tales of Arise. This is Joseph K. signing out. Y'all have a great day and keep it real. Later.